Hello guys, so Jerry speaking. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode number 674. Taylor Troop. I'm Mr. Rogers. So let's read it down, shall we? So we got for us. Written by Brian Meltzer, illustrated by Christopher Elsborez. Here we go. Published by Ordinary People Change the World. Here we go. What makes a hero? Before Fred Rogers was beloved and influential TV children's television host, he was a shy boy in Pennsylvania, who used his imagination, puppets, something like that. Anyways, to find comfort. As television grew in popularity, he knew he would wanted to create a show that encouraged infinity, and goodness. Guided by lessons he learned for his family, show Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, spread the message to kindness to help shape modern television generations of children. Something like that. Anyway, gotta close this up real quick. Anyways, this lively New York Times best-selling biography series inspired kids to dream big, one great role model at the time. You want to collect on each book. Anyway, we can all be heroes. Published by Ronnie Baum Books. And print of Penguin Random House LLC, New York. See here is some sweaters. Anyways, here we go. It's published by Ronnie Baum Books. Here we go. That's what it says. And see here is some kids watching TV. Here we go. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could be mine. I always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I always wanted to live in the neighborhood with you. So would you be mine? So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Anyway, move on. Next. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? Would you please? Would you please? It's a neighborhood. Then it's, I misput the words wrong. Okay. Since we get it, might as well say, please. Yeah, I misspelled the comic strip wrong. That's the only part of the book. So there you go. It's built in the neighborhood. Okay, misspelled the. Anyway, you hear him. Anyway, move on. It's built in the neighborhood. It's beautiful day in the neighborhood, which be mine, could be mine. It's beautiful day, every day means beauty would, and every day but beauty, which be mine, could be mine. Anyway, next. I was always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I always wanted to live in the neighborhood with you. So let's make this most beautiful day. So since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Would you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Would you please? Would you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? So that was the lyrics of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood Theme Song. See here. But anyway, that's make more sense anyway. I didn't mean to do that to Mr. Rogers' swear. But anyway, next page. Anyways. Hi neighbor, I'm Mr. Rogers. Hi Mr. Rogers. Next page. Anyways, I grew up in a town called Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Sorry to pronounce it wrong. But anyway, it was a small town with a real trolley. The kind of place where everyone knew their neighbors. Okay? Hi there, hi neighbor, hi Fred. When I was little, I wasn't popular. I was a shy, didn't like sports. Like sports and basketball or anything like that. But anyway, boys would call me names. I felt worried for you, Mr. Rogers. But anyway, one day when I was walking home, I had a feeling that I was being followed. Sure enough, some boys were behind me. Ugh, why? Anyways, I started walking faster, and they started walking faster again, closer and louder. Frey, hey Frey, we're going to get you, Frey. Are you kidding me? Seriously? Anyways, I was mad at those kids, and they felt bad that they couldn't see me as anything but shy and weak. I cried in my room a lot. I felt worried for you, Mr. Rogers. Come on, I love you. These kids are not our bullies. Anyways, next page. Anyways, I was scared of many things, like go to the doctor, be alone, and starting school. I want to go. Pray you have to. You're a shy kid. Anyways, I once ordered an exercise kit to make me give me good big muscles. You are parents of Mr. Rogers. You are in shame for Mr. Rogers. He's a shy kid. Come on now. Anyways, it didn't work. But you see, there's nothing wrong with being scared. It's alright to how you feel how you're feeling. You know, it kind of makes sense because Mr. Rogers is part of my childhood. And I felt worried for Fred, you know? You gotta make more sense anyway. Next page. Anyways, I was also sick a lot as a kid with diseases like scarlet fever, asthma, I pronounce this word, sorry. Second bell, my life, myself, I used to have toys, make up stories. I pretend my knees with mountains. Wow, okay. I can make it to the summit. Then the Avengers World began. I entered my world make-believe. Wow, okay. I was at the summit. Eventually I had puppets and haven't had my own puppet fear or act. Wow, okay. It had a real stage where I entertained family and friends. Wow, okay. Tell those make-believe stories help me feel so much better. I'm really good at this. You know, it kind of makes sense because Mr. Rogers is a puppeteer. You know, it had to be a children's television host. You know, from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Next page. Anyways, something else that helped me when I was worried or sad was music. My dad and I would parade through the house, banging strong away on instruments. Well, crash, okay? Music is one of those art we all have inside. We cannot be able to play an instrument. We can all sing along with our tap our feet. Makes sense anyway? I was the type of kid who was asked for much, but when I was 10, I asked my grandma for a real piano. Nana, I really like it. Maybe you should go visit the piano store. Good enough? I took the trolley by myself downtown Pittsburgh for hours. I played a piano in the store. And finally, this is a 1. Are you sure you can afford it? It was a second-hand 1920 Steinway. The next day, the salesperson couldn't believe it. It was when I came back with a check with my grandmother, and Nana says hi. And it kind of makes sense because you have to understand too that he plays piano a lot with Mr. Rogers because he always had enough strength to have made me feel like playing guitar. And that's what Robin the Gym is. Next page. Anyways, that piano changed my life, giving me the confidence and comfort. But it wasn't just piano that my grandma gave me; it was love. It sounds wonderful, Fred. It was the same with my grandfather, Fred McFeely, who I'm named after. He teaches me about the world and myself. And after each visit, he said to me, "Fred, you made this day a special day for me." Good enough. He helped me realize how valuable every human being is, including myself. Isn't that beautiful? The love from the grandparent is so special. And that's how it should be. So that's what Mr. Rogers and his grandparents are. So that's what makes good sense anyway. So there you go. Next page. Anyways, love's the root of everything. All learning and teaching, relationships, my parents, even my mom taught me the value of sharing that love with others. When she heard that the student couldn't afford the new shoes, she bought him high tops. Wow, new sneakers. Where these come from? A caring neighbor. Over time, the school nurse would overcost eyeglasses, even furniture, even send the bills to my mom, who never could took credit. It would be great if I love that. Hold on. Anyways, love that was shown on all kids. Good enough. Every Christmas she made new sweaters for every one of her family. She had all these different patterns. I know the kind you want, Frey. The one with the zipper up the front. Good enough. I feel like this will be important later. Good enough. When I was you see scary face in the news as a boy, Mother would repeat one of my life's great lessons. Look for the helpers. You'll always find people who are helping. Now, I'm a news person myself, so I want people to understand too. Mr. Rogers is a good person, you know? So there you go. Next page. Anyways, my senior year of high school came, I saw something that changed my life. Television. Whoa. Show I was watching had people throwing pies at each other. Isn't it great? I'm not sure about that. Couldn't understand why this is new device that was being used to make fun of people when it could instead be such a wonderful tool for education. But there's one thing I knew for sure. I wanted to work in television. My first job was in New York at NBC. One of the stars of the show used to be talk directly to the camera. How you live with snappers? Yep, you're darn too well. I asked him how to connect his audience when they weren't in the studio and he couldn't see them. He explained to me, focus on one little buckaroo. I was trying to make a talking just to one of them. One little buckaroo. I saw that in the 1997 video chat, but no, it wasn't called video chat back then. It was a phone call between Mr. Dress Up, Mr. Rogers. And it was like a Canadian television program. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's about a video chat program. No, it wasn't called video chat back then. It was a phone call with from New York, Mr. Rogers, and Ernie Kovacs of Mr. Dress Up at the time, who decided to tell Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers told Ernie, say this. You know what's told us that it was Gabby Hayes. And yeah, and I was a floor manager at NBC. And I asked him to hear something like that. But anyway, that just makes more sense. Anyway, next page, show us. Real break came with a Pittsburgh television station, WQED, anyway, that's my spoken out. Said they wanted to do an educational show for children. Okay, makes sense anyway. This will change with a chance to bring together all the things I love. Music and my imagination, and of course, entertainment for kids. You have the big say to come here. I have the good feeling about this. Joanne Rogers, my wife. Good enough. The night before the first episode of that show, we will call the Children's Corner, which we call a studio manager, Dorothy Daniel, gave every staff member a little gift. It's for you, Fred. Can't wait to see what it is. It was a good tiger present. I heard you like puppets. I do. Thank you. I named him Daniel after the person who gave him to me. So, Daniel Tiger, and comment to Daniel Tiger's neighborhood for 2010s and things like that. But this is different, you know. That just makes more sense anyway. Next page. Anyways, really, you have to do that. This book is not very comfortable today. Anyway. Okay, this tore in pieces. Anyway. Well, our first episode, we're trying to show a movie. Our own strip broke. Wow. Try to do something. The movie isn't working. What should I do? I don't know, but we're live doing something. Do something, okay? Grab the tiger. Hold on, let me close this up real quick. puppet and shove him right in the scenery was painted like a clock. I hope this works. And it's 2 o'clock. Probably 2. Oh my god. This is the first time I spoke to Daniel Tiger on air. I've never planned to use puppets on the show. I was just filming time. So one day, anyway. One day when our host, Josie, was just having a bad day, she turned the puppet and said, "I'm so upset. Will you just tell me about?" She started her feelings when something amazing happened. Whenever it's okay to feel sad sometimes. Thank you, Daniel. I feel so much better. On the show, we started focusing on these puppets' conversations, giving us a way to talk directly to kids like you. It was just like the make-believe conversation I used to have as a kid. Well, okay. But now thousands of kids were listening. It kind of makes sense anyway. So, I'm sorry this book was torn to pieces, but that makes more sense anyway. But it has to be, because I think this whole story of Mr. Rogers makes sense. Next page. Anyways, from the very beginning of television programs. Anyway, as I ran across backstage during each episode, my shoes kept squeaking. Wow. Shh. Wow. Why do you change your shoes? They are sneakers with rubber soles, less squeaky. I feel like this will be important later. 1963, I've spent 8 years with doing puppets and play music on the children's choir. I've named Dr. Fred Ransbury as what would be on the air one in the air. Don't worry, just look in the camera. Pretend you're talking to a child. At first, the show was called Mr. Rogers, but eventually we picked up a better name. It kind of makes sense anyway, so Mr. Rogers makes more sense anyway. So there you go. It's from CBC. Next page. Anyways, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I feel it with so much of my life. Small town, changing Charlie, kind neighbors. It's completely named after my grandfather, better known as. It was played by David Noel at the time. And music Make Believe, Lane, named after my sister. And of course, and it kind of makes sense anyway, so it had made more difference from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood anyway. So, that's David Noel playing Mr. McFeely, so there you go. And the puppets for Mr. Rogers. Next page. Anyways, the message you all and all the children out there and value is you I like. It's not the things you wear. It's not the way you do your hair, but it's you I like. So anyway, this is my friend Jeff Erlinger. He's one of my neighbors here. I want to see his wheelchair. Isn't it amazing? So, Jeff Erlinger had been reunited in 1999 for the thing on television for Mr. Rogers and this in the awards ceremony for I'm saying graduations of the Hall of Fame, Television Hall of Fame, along with Robin and Jim that same year, who got me inspired to film TV over the years, and Warren Michaels of Saturday Night Live, the creator of that show. Anyways, I spoke to kids directly, so that we could understand that it's okay to feel however they're feeling. If it's excited, sad, angry, or scared. And that makes more sense. So, you gotta make more difference between Jeff Erlinger and Mr. Rogers. So I've seen the documentary in theaters in 2018. I talked about it, and it was good. Next page. Anyways, for 21 seasons and nearly 900 episodes, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood also taught kids to accept everyone. The matter was their differences back in the 60s, when I heard that black people weren't allowed to swim in the same pools as white people. I invited Officer Clemens to come into mine. I'll explain more about that in the book review series written by the same author who's an actor who played Officer Clemens in the time. But anyway, I don't have a towel. It's okay, you share mine. Good enough. Officer Clemens was one of the first recurring black characters on children's television. The Active Friendships, which I react to a Purple Ted Rose podcast episode on which reacts. Go check it out on YouTube right now. But anyway, I was surprised when I asked him to be a police officer in the show. But I told him that children need helpers, and I knew he would be such a wonderful role model. But President Nixon tried to cut funding for the my television channel PBS. I went to Washington D.C. spoke to Congress. We asked for $20 million to help grow nationally to public television. But the senators in charge didn't seem to agree. But I told them what I know to do in my show. I gave him a profession to care every day to each job to help him realize that he is unique. I end the program by saying, you made my day, my special day, by just being you. There's no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are. Well, I'm supposed to be a pretty tough guy. This is just the first time I ever have a goosebumps for the last 2 days. Looks like you just earned the $20 million. That's one of the 4 presidents for you, ladies and gentlemen, from 1969. That already saved PBS my childhood. You did, President Nixon. Next page. Anyways, in my life, I was shy and sad, and sometimes even mad. If you ever felt that way, it's okay. We all have moments like we all have moments when we're blue. We will talk about our feelings, but they become less upset and less scary, okay? Growing up, I used to think that being strong meant having big muscles, okay? But real strength comes when it's not as seen, something like that. Real strength comes to you, come with others when you do. And it makes sense anyway. So that's Mr. Rogers for you, ladies and gentlemen. And that's how it all started. He built this whole beautiful neighborhood. Did you know Mr. Rogers' red sweater is now in the Smith Museum? It's one of the ones Mom made him. She made a new one every year for 6 years. Wow. It's eventually the boy in the wheelchair, Joe Irvlanger, grew up, and when Mr. Rogers was inducted into the Television Hall of Fame, which I talked about earlier in the Bedtime Stories episode, Irvlanger surprised him on stage saying, when you tell people that it's you are like, you know, we know that we really mean it. And tonight, I will let you know that on behalf of millions of children and grown-ups, it is you that I like. And that is public sense. And that is the way to do it. There you are, that, folks. Now, it's such a good feeling to know we're all like friends. And as you grow older, I hope you be a helper, something like that. If you can help sharing your kindness with others and showing them love. The greatest thing we do it is to let people know that they are loved and capable of loving. Thank you for spending this time with me. You're a special person. Thank you. There's only one you in the whole world. There's never been anyone like you before. And there's never will be again. I'm Mr. Rogers. I like you just the way you are. Thank you. If that's the way it should be, there you go. That's what I've been doing anyway. The last page of the book says this, and it has to be a biography from some 3 ways of ornament success. The first way to be kind, the second way to be kind, the third way to be kind. Mr. Fred Rogers said that. Talk with children in Chicago in 1994. Mr. Rogers published Harriet Pussycat and XCL. And I'm going to close this up real quick. And these are all the puppets seen here between 1928 until his death in 2003. Daniel Tiger Neighborhoods premiered in 2012. Same year I had brain malfunction at the time. These were some perfect examples. And let me read this real quick and we're done. Belinda Silbury, and lastly, Rosenberg, for inviting us to the neighborhood, and in memory of Fred Rogers, the kindest neighbor of all, BM. Okay? For Nick Lowey, who endorsed the spirit and values of Mr. Rogers Express, Boot Bob, aka CE. For historical history, he used Mr. Rogers at your dollar wherever possible, and for more on Mr. Rogers' true voice, we recommend you acknowledge below titles. Special thanks to extra time Matthew Shells and all their friends and Fred Rogers Productions and PBS for their input on early drafts. Thank you. Anyway, the sources are Live Score Jury, according to Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers 2005, which I'll talk about in another book review or bedtime. So anyway, well, according to Mr. Rogers by Fred Rogers, copyright 2003. Anyways, Mr. Rogers does ever reign in your neighborhood. Last Mr. Rogers, copyright 1996. The last interview and number of conversations by Fred Rogers. Copyright with an introduction by David. Copyright 2021. This Good Neighbor. The Life and Work of Fred Rogers by Maxwell King. Copyright 2018. Which will be my neighbor. Movie directed by Morgan Norvell, which I talked about in Boy Jokes another time. Copyright 2018, which I saw in theaters. Can You Say Hero by Tom Gar, pronounce it. Copyright November 2018. Mr. Rogers Can't Change My Life by Angela C. Shabara, who did Blue Schools at the time. New York Times, September 21st, 2012. When Fred Met Margaret, Mr. Rogers' mentor, by Sally Ann Zlecker. Anyway, the website is on University of Pittsburgh Medical School, 2014. The Fred Rogers Renew by Sarah Roberts Hazlitt, 2018. It reflects on Mr. Rogers' 7 emotional items from the new film, What Would You Mean My Neighbor? By Anthony Bresson. Entertainment Weekly, June 9th, 2018. Fair reading for kids. Who is Mr. Rogers? By Donnie Spiller, which I will talk about soon. Copyright 2019 by Penguin Workshop. Anyway, Friends Big Feelings by Warnard, copyright 2020. I'll talk about that another time. Anyway, and Hello Neighbor, the kind of charity world Mr. Rogers by Matthew Carl, copyright 2020. Which I'll talk about in another book review. Bedtime Stories. Anyway, it's copyright 2023. All I Deserve. So that was I Am Mr. Rogers. What do you think about this book? Hang on, let me just show that. See, here is the last bit of swears. Anyways, for real this time. So that was I Am Mr. Rogers. What do you think about this book? It was amazing. So far, this book was a success. That was Bedtime Stories episode number 674. Hope you enjoyed. So there's going to be another Bedtime Stories episode on Disney's Gargoyles. Now, man, excuse me, I got coming up next, there will be 4 brand new episodes of LGBTs for information. My good comic barbers to me, Chris and Nick Kruger, of Kruger 2005 Productions, reaction video for LGBTs. There'll be 4 brand new episodes of LGBTs episodes per there, and then we'll be done for the night. Now, man, excuse me, I gotta get ready for those. And then after this, I'm gonna get ready to get some sleep, because after this is over, I'll be done with exploring with these episodes of Ripley's We Were Not episodes, because I just got done with it tonight. Well, last night. Well, this afternoon, really. And then after this, I'll be done with Prodigy's rest of the day, because tomorrow's and Thursday are gonna be big days for me. And then Friday's gonna be a huge day tomorrow. So there you go. Till next time, so just my baby, we'll be seriously out. See ya.